The skies above Earth darkened as the massive alien ships entered the atmosphere. Their sleek obsidian hulls reflected the sunlight, creating an eerie, shimmering effect that captivated and terrified the billions watching from below. The arrival of the Zarkonian Empire had been sudden, unexpected, and overwhelming. As the lead ship descended towards the United Nations headquarters in New York, world leaders scrambled to convene an emergency meeting. The UN Secretary-General, Elena Rodriguez, stood at the podium, her face a mask of calm determination despite the chaos unfolding around her. "People of Earth," she began, her voice steady and resolute, "we face an unprecedented moment in human history. The arrival of an advanced alien civilization presents both great challenges and potential opportunities. I urge everyone to remain calm and united as we navigate these uncharted waters." Little did the Zarkonians know that humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. In the depths of a hidden facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force, UEDF, watched the alien ships on an array of holographic screens. She turned to her team, a group of the brightest minds and most skilled operatives Earth had to offer. "It's time," she said, her voice filled with a quiet intensity. "Operation Trojan Horse is a go. Remember your training, people. We've been preparing for this day for years." The UEDF had been formed in secret following the discovery of an alien probe on the dark side of the Moon in 2036. World governments, setting aside their differences in the face of a potential extraterrestrial threat, had poured resources into developing advanced technologies and training an elite force capable of defending Earth against any cosmic invaders. As the Zarkonian diplomats emerged from their ship at the UN, they were greeted by a delegation of Earth's leaders. The alien ambassador, a tall, slender being with iridescent skin and 4 arms, stepped forward. "Greetings, humans," it said, its voice translated through an advanced device. "I am Karloff, emissary of the Zarkonian Empire. We have come to offer you a place within our galactic community." President Amelia Jackson of the United States stepped forward, extending a hand in a gesture of peace. "We welcome you to Earth, Ambassador Karloff. We are honored by your offer and look forward to discussing it further." As the diplomatic niceties were exchanged, UEDF operatives disguised as UN security personnel quietly scanned the alien technology, gathering crucial data on their capabilities. In orbit, cloaked human satellites, undetectable to the Zarkonian fleet, began mapping the alien ships and intercepting their communications. The fruits of decades of reverse engineering alien tech were finally being put to the test. Back in the mountain facility, Dr. Raj Patel, head of UEDF's Science Division, pored over the incoming data. "General Chen," he called out, excitement evident in his voice, "their shielding technology. It's remarkably similar to what we developed from the Moon probe. We can crack this." General Chen nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "Excellent work, Doctor. Keep at it. We need every advantage we can get." As night fell on that first day of alien contact, humanity appeared to the Zarkonians as a primitive, awestruck species, eager to join the galactic community. But beneath the surface, Earth's defenders were hard at work, preparing for any potential threat. In the following days, as diplomatic talks continued, the Zarkonians began to reveal their true intentions. They spoke of uplifting humanity, of guiding Earth's development, but their words were laced with condescension and barely veiled threats. "Your world has much to offer the Empire," Karloff said during one session, its tone smooth but ice cold. "Your resources, your strategic position in this sector of the galaxy, we would hate to see them go to waste due to any misunderstandings." President Jackson and other world leaders played their parts perfectly, appearing suitably impressed and intimidated by the alien technology and power. All the while, UEDF operatives continued their covert operations, gathering intelligence and preparing countermeasures. 2 weeks after the Zarkonian arrival, General Chen received a priority message from one of her deep cover agents embedded in the diplomatic team. The Zarkonians are planning to make their move soon. The message read, "They're growing impatient with the talks. Expect an ultimatum within 48 hours. Chen immediately called an emergency meeting with the UEDF High Command and key world leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, she addressed the assembled group, her voice grave but determined. The time for pretense is nearly over. The Zarkonians are not here as friends or mentors. They see us as a resource to be exploited, a world to be conquered. But thanks to our preparations, we're not the easy prey they think we are." She turned to Dr. Patel, who stepped forward with a holographic display of Earth's hidden defenses. "We've successfully reverse-engineered and improved upon much of their technology. Our planetary shield is ready, as are our countermeasures against their weapons systems." President Jackson leaned forward, her eyes sharp. "And you're certain we can stand against them?" General Chen nodded firmly. "More than stand against them, Madam President. We can beat them. But we'll need to time our revelation carefully. We must let them think they have the upper hand until the very last moment." As the meeting concluded, a sense of nervous anticipation filled the room. Humanity stood on the brink of its greatest challenge, preparing to reveal itself as far more than the Zarkonians, or anyone else in the galaxy, had bargained for. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of Earth and humanity's place among the stars. The Zarkonians thought they were dealing with primitive beings ripe for conquest. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. The deception. The Zarkonian ultimatum came sooner than expected. Just 36 hours after General Chen's emergency meeting, Ambassador Exarloth requested an audience with the United Nations Security Council. As the alien diplomat strode into the chamber, its four arms moving in an unsettling rhythm, the air grew thick with tension. World leaders exchanged knowing glances, their faces masks of practiced concern and apprehension. Exarloth's voice rang out, filled with false benevolence. "Esteemed leaders of Earth, the Zarkonian Empire has shown great patience. We have shared glimpses of the wonders that await you in the galactic community. Now we require your decision. Will you join us willingly as a protectorate of the Empire, or must we resort to less pleasant methods of integration?" The chamber erupted in a cacophony of voices, some expressing outrage, others pleading for more time. It was a masterful performance, orchestrated to convince the Zarkonians of Earth's division and vulnerability. President Jackson stood, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Ambassador Exarloth, surely you understand the magnitude of the decision you're asking us to make. We are a planet of many nations, many voices. We cannot simply—" Exarloth interrupted, its patience clearly wearing thin. "You have 24 Earth hours to reach a consensus. After that, we will take your silence as a refusal and act accordingly." With that, the alien turned and left the chamber, leaving a wake of staged panic behind. As soon as the doors closed, the act dropped. President Jackson turned to the assembled leaders, her eyes gleaming with determination. "You all know what to do. Let's make these next 24 hours count." Across the globe, the gears of humanity's secret defense machine whirred into action. In underground bases, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, fine-tuning weapons systems and defense grids. Special forces units moved into position, ready to strike at a moment's notice. In the Pacific Ocean, the supposedly decommissioned aircraft carrier U.S. Nimitz slipped out of a hidden underwater base, its hull now covered in advanced stealth technology that rendered it invisible to both conventional and Zarkonian sensors. Similar scenes played out in oceans and secret facilities around the world as humanity's hidden fleet prepared for battle. At UEDF headquarters, General Chen oversaw the final preparations. "Status report," she barked, her eyes scanning multiple holographic displays. Dr. Patel's voice came through the comm system. "Planetary shield is at 100% capacity, General. Our latest simulations show it can withstand sustained bombardment from the entire Zarkonian fleet for at least 72 hours. Excellent. Chen nodded. And our offensive capabilities? This time, it was Colonel Yuki Tanaka, head of Special Weapons Division, who responded. Our EMP devices have been successfully calibrated to the Zarkonian ship's frequencies. We can disable their entire fleet with the push of a button. Kinetic strike platforms are in position around Earth and Luna, ready to fire on your command. As the UEDF made its final preparations, on the surface, humanity continued its charade of panic and indecision. News channels broadcast footage of protests and debates, all carefully staged to reinforce the image of a fractured, primitive society. In New York, a team of UEDF operatives, led by Captain Miguel Cortez, worked to infiltrate the Zarkonian embassy ship. Disguised as maintenance workers, they moved through the vessel's corridors, planting undetectable data siphons and sabotage devices. Team Alpha in position. Cortez whispered into his concealed comm unit. Packages delivered, awaiting further instructions. Similar scenes played out in Zarkonian ships and outposts around the world. The aliens, confident in their technological superiority, never suspected that their every move was being watched, every communication intercepted and decoded. As the 24-hour deadline approached, tension mounted both on Earth and in the Zarkonian fleet. Admiral Zextor, commander of the invasion force, grew increasingly impatient. These humans are more stubborn than we anticipated, he growled to his subordinates. No matter. Once we display our power, they will fall in line like all the others. Little did he know that his every word was being transmitted directly to UEDF headquarters, where General Chen and her team listened with grim satisfaction. They're planning to target major cities with their energy weapons, Dr. Paddle reported, decoding the Zarkonian transmissions in real time. New York, Moscow, Beijing, London. They think a show of force will break us. General Chen's eyes narrowed. That's exactly what we wanted them to think. Is everything in place? Colonel Tanaka nodded. Yes, ma'am. Operation Trojan Horse is ready to activate on your command. As the clock ticked down to the deadline, world leaders gathered once more at the United Nations. Ambassador Tarlov entered the chamber, its posture radiating smug confidence. Your time has expired, the alien announced. What is your decision? President Jackson stood, her face a perfect mixture of resignation and defiance. Ambassador, we've discussed your offer at length. While many of us see the benefits of joining your empire, we cannot in good conscience surrender our sovereignty. Earth respectfully declines your offer. For a moment, silence reigned. Then, Hexarloth's face contorted in what passed for a smile among its species. Very well, you've made your choice. Prepare to witness the consequences of your foolish pride. As the alien turned to leave, presumably to give the order to attack, President Jackson spoke again, her voice ringing clear and strong. Ambassador, before you go, there's something you should know. The alien paused, turning back with a look of curiosity. Jackson's next words sent a chill through the room, not just for their content, but for the steel behind them. Humanity is not the primitive species you think we are. We've known about the broader galaxy for decades. We've prepared, we've adapted, and we've surpassed even your technology in many ways. Khazarloth's expression shifted from confusion to disbelief. Impossible. You're bluffing to save yourselves. At that moment, General Chen's voice came through on a secure channel to the president's earpiece. Operation Trojan Horse is go. We're ready when you are, Madam President. Jackson's eyes never left the alien ambassador as she spoke her next words, each syllable dripping with the weight of humanity's resolve. No, Ambassador, we're not bluffing. And you're about to learn exactly what happens when you underestimate humanity. With a nod to her aide, Jackson gave the signal. Across the globe and high above in orbit, humanity's hidden defenses sprang to life. The trap was sprung, and the true battle for Earth was about to begin. The revelation. The moment President Jackson gave the signal, the world transformed. In orbit, cloaking fields shimmered and fell away, revealing a vast array of human defense satellites and battleships that had been hidden in plain sight. The Zarkonian fleet, caught completely off guard, found themselves suddenly surrounded. On Earth, hidden installations burst to life. Massive energy shields flickered into existence over major cities, their iridescent domes a testament to humanity's technological leap. In deserts, mountains, and beneath the oceans, weapon systems beyond anything the Zarkonians had imagined powered up, their targeting systems locking onto the alien fleet. Ambassador Karloff stumbled backward, its forearms flailing in shock. This is impossible. You're a pre-FTL species. You can't have this level of technology. President Jackson's voice was calm but filled with steel. As I said, Ambassador, you gravely underestimated us. We've known about the greater galaxy for longer than you can imagine. We've prepared. We've adapted. And now we're ready to take our place among the stars, not as servants or subjects, but as equals. In orbit, Admiral Zextor of the Zarkonian fleet was in a state of panic. How did we miss this? Our scans showed nothing. He barked orders to his crew, desperately trying to regain control of the situation. Raise shields. Charge weapons. We'll crush these upstart primitives. But as the Zarkonian ships attempted to power up their offensive systems, nothing happened. Consoles flickered and died. Engines sputtered and went silent. The entire fleet hung motionless in space, powerless. At UEDF headquarters, Dr. Patel allowed himself a small smile of satisfaction. The EMP worked perfectly, General. Their entire fleet is disabled. General Chen nodded, her face grim but determined. Excellent work, Doctor. Now, let's show them what we can really do. She turned to her communications officer. Open a channel to the Zarkonian fleet. Admiral Zextor's panicked face appeared on the main view screen. Chen spoke, her voice level and commanding. Admiral, your ships are disabled. Your weapons are offline. You are at our mercy. I suggest you consider your next actions very carefully. Back at the United Nations, President Jackson continued addressing the stunned Xarloth. We knew you were coming, Ambassador. We intercepted your long-range communications years ago. We've been studying your technology, improving upon it, and preparing for this day. She gestured to a nearby aide, who activated a holographic display. It showed the disabled Zarkonian fleet, surrounded by Earth's hidden armada. Your ships are currently powerless, held in place by our tractor beams. We could destroy your entire fleet with the push of a button. But that's not our way. Xarlot's eyes darted around the room, looking for some sign that this was all an elaborate hoax. Finding none, it slumped in defeat. What do you want from us? Jackson's voice softened slightly, but her words remained firm. We want what we've always wanted: peace, cooperation, and the right to determine our own destiny. We're prepared to negotiate as equals, but make no mistake, we will not be subjugated. As this exchange took place, UEDF teams were already boarding the disabled Zarkonian ships. Led by Captain Cortez, they moved swiftly through the alien vessels, securing critical systems and gathering invaluable intelligence. General Chen, Cortez reported via secure comm, we've gained access to their central database. The amount of information here, it's staggering. Star charts, technological schematics, records of hundreds of alien species. Chen's eyes gleamed with the possibilities. Excellent work, Captain. Download everything. This could advance our understanding of the galaxy by centuries. On Earth, the revelation of humanity's true capabilities sent shockwaves through society. As news spread of the alien threat and Earth's triumphant defense, initial panic gave way to a surge of unity and pride unlike anything in human history. Dr. Elena Volkov, one of the lead scientists behind Earth's technological leap, addressed a press conference explaining years of secret development. The discovery of the alien probe on the moon was just the beginning, she revealed. It led us to ancient alien ruins beneath the Mariana Trench, filled with advanced technology left by a long-vanished species we call the predecessors. The world watched in awe as she unveiled holographic displays of reverse-engineered alien tech, quantum computers that could process unimaginable amounts of data, and energy sources that could power entire cities with a device the size of a car battery. We kept these discoveries secret, Volkov continued, not out of a desire for power, but out of necessity. We knew that eventually we would encounter other alien species. We had to be ready. As humanity celebrated its emergence onto the galactic stage, the leaders of Earth gathered to discuss the path forward. The question on everyone's mind: what now? President Jackson addressed the assembled world leaders, her voice filled with the weight of the moment. We stand at a crossroads. We've revealed ourselves to the galaxy at large. There's no going back. The choice we face now is what kind of galactic civilization we want to be. General Chen, joining the meeting via secure hologram, spoke up. We have the upper hand now, but we can't assume it will last forever. The Zarkonian Empire is vast. They'll be back, and they won't underestimate us again. Dr. Patil interjected, his eyes bright with excitement. But think of the possibilities. With the knowledge we've gained, we could expand to other star systems, establish colonies, push the boundaries of science even further. The debate raged on, with arguments for aggressive expansion, cautious diplomacy, and everything in between. As the discussion reached its peak, a junior aide burst into the room, face pale with shock. "Madam President," he gasped, "we're receiving a transmission from Mars. It's human." A stunned silence fell over the room. Then on the main screen, a face appeared, human, but subtly different, wearing an environment suit with an unfamiliar insignia. "Greetings, Earth," the figure said, a slight smile on their face. "We've been waiting a long time for this day. It's time we had a talk about the true history of humanity in the stars." The room erupted in chaos as Earth's leaders realized that their revelation was just the beginning. Humanity's story in the cosmos was far more complex and far older than anyone had imagined. The counterattack, the revelation of a human presence on Mars, and shockwaves through Earth's leadership and population alike. As the initial shock subsided, the mysterious figure on the screen continued, her voice calm but filled with urgency. "I am Commander Area Zhang of the Eris colony. We've been monitoring Earth's progress for decades, waiting for the right moment to reveal ourselves. That moment is now." President Jackson, recovering her composure, stepped forward. "Commander Zhang, I think you owe us an explanation. How long have humans been on Mars? And why haven't you contacted us before?" Zhang's expression turned solemn. "Our story begins over 2 centuries ago. A group of visionary scientists and leaders foresaw that humanity would eventually face an extraterrestrial threat. They created a secret program to establish a backup for our species, a hidden colony on Mars." As Zhang spoke, the room's displays came to life, showing images of a vast underground Martian city, advanced technologies, and ships that put even Earth's secret fleet to shame. "We've been advancing our technology, preparing defenses, and gathering intelligence on the various alien civilizations in our galaxy. The Zarkonians are just one of many potential threats we've identified." General Chen, her tactical mind racing, spoke up. "And you chose now to reveal yourselves because Earth has finally reached a level where we can work together effectively," Zhang replied. "And because the Zarkonian threat is just the beginning. Their defeat will not go unnoticed in the galaxy. We need to prepare for what comes next." As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the UEDF command center. Dr. Patel's voice came through, tense and urgent. "General, we're detecting multiple FTL signatures at the edge of the solar system. It's a Zarkonian battle fleet, much larger than the first one." Commander Zhang's face hardened. "They're earlier than we anticipated. Earth's forces aren't ready for this level of assault yet." She paused, then continued with determination. "But together, we stand a chance. Will you accept our help? President Jackson exchanged glances with General Chen and the other world leaders. The decision was unanimous. We accept. Commander, what's our next move? Zhang nodded, a hint of a smile on her face. Transmitting coordinates now. Prepare your fleet for immediate departure. We're taking this fight beyond Earth. What followed was a flurry of activity unlike anything in human history. Earth's hidden fleet, joined by sleek, advanced ships emerging from Mars, formed up and accelerated towards the outer solar system. The combined human armada was a sight to behold, a testament to the ingenuity and determination of a species that refused to be conquered. Aboard the UEDF flagship, Humanity's Hope, General Chen stood on the bridge, coordinating with Commander Zhang and her Martian counterparts. The tactical displays showed the incoming Zarkonian fleet, a massive array of warships that dwarfed their previous force. They're not here for diplomacy this time, Zhang observed grimly. This is a full-scale invasion force. Chen nodded, her face set with determination. Then we'll give them a battle they'll never forget. All ships, battle formations. Prepare to engage on my mark. As the two fleets closed in on each other, the vastness of space seemed to shrink. The first volleys of energy weapons lit up the void, a dazzling and terrifying display of destructive power. But the combined Earth-Mars fleet was ready. Shields flickered to life, absorbing the brunt of the Zarkonian assault. Then, humanity struck back. Advanced railguns accelerated projectiles to relativistic speeds, tearing through Zarkonian ships like tissue paper. Swarms of autonomous drones, piloted by AIs developed on Mars, darted between the larger ships, wreaking havoc on enemy systems. On the Zarkonian command ship, Admiral Vexthor, Zextor's superior, watched in disbelief as his fleet was decimated. Impossible. These humans, they fight like demons. The battle raged on, a cosmic dance of destruction and strategy. Earth ships, guided by UEDF tacticians, executed complex maneuvers that confused and split the Zarkonian formations. Martian vessels unleashed technologies that seemed to defy the laws of physics, gravity weapons that crushed enemy ships, and phase shift devices that allowed them to pass through solid matter. As the tide of battle turned in humanity's favor, Admiral Vexthor made a desperate gamble. All ships, concentrate fire on their flagship. We'll cut off the head of this human snake. A massive energy beam lanced out from the Zarkonian command ship, heading straight for the Humanity's Hope. But before it could strike, a Martian cruiser intercepted the blast, its advanced shields barely holding. Now, General Chen. Commander Zhang's voice crackled over the comm. Use the Singularity Cannon. Chen hesitated for just a moment. The Singularity Cannon was a weapon of last resort, developed by combining Earth and Mars technology. Its power was unprecedented and untested in actual combat. All ships, clear a path, Chen ordered, firing Singularity Cannon in 3, 2, 1. A beam of intense, dark energy erupted from the Humanity's Hope, cutting through space like a knife through butter. It struck the Zarkonian command ship dead center. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself seemed to warp around the point of impact. The Zarkonian ship imploded, collapsing in on itself as a miniature black hole formed at its core. The singularity lasted only seconds before dissipating, but its effect was catastrophic. When it vanished, half of the Zarkonian command ship was simply gone. Stunned silence fell over both fleets. Then, one by one, the remaining Zarkonian ships began to power down their weapons. On the main communication channel, a shaky voice spoke. We surrender. Please, have mercy." As the human fleet moved to secure the surrendering ships, Chen turned to Zhang's hologram. "Commander, I think it's time we had a long talk about the future of humanity in this galaxy." Zhang nodded, a mixture of pride and concern on her face. "Indeed, General. We've won this battle, but the war for our place in the cosmos is just beginning. As reports of the victory spread throughout the solar system, cheers erupted on Earth and Mars alike. Humanity had faced its first true extraterrestrial threat and emerged victorious. But as the leaders of both worlds knew, this was only the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The stars, once thought to be silent and empty, now beckoned with both promise and peril. And humanity, united as never before, stood ready to meet the challenges ahead. The new era. In the months following humanity's victory over the Zarkonian invasion fleet, Earth and Mars entered a period of unprecedented cooperation and growth. The revelation of the Martian colony and the subsequent joint defense of the solar system had united humanity in ways previously unimaginable. At a historic summit held in the neutral ground of the lunar colony Armstrong, leaders from Earth and Mars gathered to chart the course for humanity's future among the stars. The domed conference hall, with its panoramic view of Earth hanging in the black sky, served as a poignant reminder of how far the human race had come. President Jackson, now serving as the spokesperson for Earth's unified government, addressed the assembly. Fellow humans, we stand at the dawn of a new era. Our victory over the Zarkonians has announced our presence to the galaxy at large. We can no longer hide in the shadows of our solar system. The question before us now is, what kind of interstellar civilization do we wish to become? Commander Zhang, representing Mars, stood next to her. We have the technology to expand beyond our solar system, to establish colonies on distant worlds. But with this power comes great responsibility. We must decide how to interact with other alien civilizations, how to protect our interests, and how to ensure the survival and prosperity of our species. The debate that followed was passionate and wide-ranging. Some argued for aggressive expansion, citing the need to establish a strong presence in the galaxy before other powers could threaten them. Others advocated for a more cautious, diplomatic approach, seeking alliances and trade rather than conquest. Dr. Elena Volkov, now heading a joint Earth-Mars scientific consortium, presented a compelling vision. We have an opportunity to become something truly unique in the galaxy. Not conquerors, not isolationists, but explorers and mediators. Our dual heritage, the unity of Earth and the pioneering spirit of Mars, gives us a perspective that could bridge gaps between different alien cultures. As the summit progressed, a consensus began to emerge. Humanity would expand into the stars, but not as conquerors. They would establish colonies, seek out new civilizations, and offer their unique blend of innovation, adaptability, and diplomacy to the galactic community. The Terran Alliance was born, a union of Earth, Mars, and future colonies, dedicated to exploration, scientific advancement, and mutual defense. The Alliance's first act was to establish diplomatic relations with the remnants of the Zarkonian Empire, turning former enemies into cautious allies. In the years that followed, humanity's influence spread across the galaxy. Terran ships, instantly recognizable by their distinctive blend of Earth and Martian technology, became a common sight in alien ports. Human adaptability and ingenuity quickly made them valuable partners in trade and scientific endeavors. On a distant world named Nova Terra, the first extrasolar human colony thrived. Its spaceport bustled with activity as ships from a dozen alien races docked alongside human vessels. In the colony's central plaza, a statue stood, a human and a Zarkonian shaking hands, symbolizing the potential for peace and cooperation even between former adversaries. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The galaxy was a dangerous place, filled with ancient powers and complex politics. The Terran Alliance faced numerous challenges: border disputes with expanding alien empires, first contact situations that teetered on the brink of conflict, and the discovery of ruins left by long-vanished civilizations that hinted at cosmic threats beyond imagination. Through it all, the lessons learned from the Zarkonian invasion served humanity well. The Alliance maintained a powerful defense force, now bolstered by technologies and strategies gleaned from their interactions with various alien species. The Singularity Cannon, once a weapon of last resort, had been refined into a tool for scientific exploration, used to study the fabric of space-time itself. 20 years after the Zirconian invasion, aboard the Alliance flagship Unity, Admiral Sarah Chen, formerly General, stood on the bridge, watching as her fleet prepared to make first contact with a newly discovered alien civilization. "Admiral," her XO reported, "the alien fleet is approaching. They're broadcasting on all frequencies. It appears to be a greeting." Chen nodded, a small smile on her face. "Open a channel. Let's introduce ourselves." As the communication screen flickered to life, revealing an alien face filled with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, Chen felt a surge of pride. This was what humanity had become: explorers, diplomats, and guardians of a fragile peace in a vast and complex galaxy. "Greetings," she began, her voice calm and welcoming. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Alliance. We come in peace, seeking friendship and understanding." The alien's expression shifted, tension visibly easing. It spoke, its words translated by the advanced AI systems developed through the combined efforts of Earth and Mars. "We welcome you, Terran Alliance. We have heard tales of your kind, a young race that faced the Zirconian Empire and emerged victorious. We are honored to meet you at last." As the diplomatic exchange continued, Chen reflected on the long journey that had brought humanity to this point. From a species confined to a single planet, divided and vulnerable, they had transformed into a united interstellar civilization. They had faced their trial by fire and emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take their place among the stars. In cities across Earth, Mars, and a dozen colony worlds, humans went about their daily lives, no longer constrained by the boundaries of a single planet. Children learned about alien cultures in school, dreaming of one day exploring distant stars. Scientists collaborated with alien counterparts, pushing the boundaries of knowledge further than ever before. And in the great chamber of the Galactic Council, where representatives from hundreds of species gathered to discuss matters of cosmic importance, the human delegate took her seat. Her presence there was a testament to how far humanity had come, no longer the primitive species the Zirconians had once dismissed, but a respected and influential member of the galactic community. As night fell on Earth, the cradle of humanity, people looked up at the stars with a new perspective. Those distant points of light were no longer just objects of wonder and speculation. They were beacons of possibility, each one a potential home, ally, or new frontier to explore. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe. The road ahead was long and fraught with challenges, but armed with unity, adaptability, and an indomitable spirit, the human race was ready to face whatever the cosmos might throw at them. The age of Earth was over. The era of humanity among the stars had just begun.